for the ride. Strap in. Get ready. Untangled is back. Shall I even bother pretending this has anything to do with it? Does that look more professional? You see there's so many TikToks and reels of like fake podcasts, and it just seems like if you stick one of these in, people take you more seriously. So here we are. Full disclosure, it's not involved at all. It's not plugged in. Does it make me a fake YouTuber? Maybe. A fake podcast. I'm just outing myself. That's not a good part, is it? Shall I just start this streams and just avoid myself for any more embarrassment? Hello, Anna. How are you? It's good to see you. I'm sorry I've not messaged you back. It's like, again, don't take it personally. I'm fine. It's good to be back. I've not been here for ages. I hope you're well too. It's been weird not being here, but even weirder coming back. I realised the nerves that I have starting this on my own is so nerve-wracking. You know, it's a two-way street where like I really want to be able to be online and to help people, and then I've also got this overwhelming fear of like, will people think I'm boring? Will people think I'm crap? Yeah, it just doesn't. I'm trying to work out how to navigate that. I'm much better behind the camera, I think, but I try my best. Glad to see your face. Oh, bless you, sweetheart. Thank you very much. I got your invite for the wedding, by the way. I'm saving up for Thailand. I cannot wait. That's going to be really fun. Oh, thank you. And that's so sweet. It's it really means a lot when, you know, you feel like things aren't going well and your friends are just there to remind you, like, it's fine, you're doing well. What more can I ask from these lovely friends of mine? But enough about me. How are you guys? How is everyone? Do we have any questions for me? Excuse my hair, please and thank you. I realise it looks kind of crazy, but I just wanted it up out of my face. I'm going to wash it straight after this. Uday Asif, hi. Hi, straight back to you. I hope you're having a lovely day. Oh, wow, finally a beautiful girl. Have you been searching long and wide, long and far for a beautiful girl? I'm happy to cater. How is everyone? Everyone's rolling in now. It's great. I am from the UK. If you can't tell by my very Midlands accent, I'm from the centre of the UK. Where are you from? Where is everyone from? Get it in the chat. I love knowing how far and wide you're connecting in from. Turkey. Wow. You know what? The biggest crush of my life is a Turkish man, Hasan Piker. Do you know Hasan Piker? He's a streamer and he's beautiful. Coventry. Shout out Coventry. Do you know the saying, being sent to Coventry? I always remember it being like, if someone was like ignoring you or giving you the worst of them, they were sending you to Coventry. That was a saying. Have you heard of that saying? Am I making any sense? Probably not. The most beautiful girl you've ever seen in your life. That's very sweet. However, I'm inclined to think that that's a slight exaggeration. But I will take the compliment nonetheless. That was very sweet of you. Could lie, right? See, I'm too smart. I'm too smart. I'm realistic. This is one of the things that I like to help out with people, is to get that realistic, authentic side of yourself so that someone can come into your chat. It doesn't have to be a streaming chat. It could just be entering your sphere, your life, and say things that are really nice, or similarly say things that are really nasty. And we can't control what happens to us. That's something we have no responsibility over. But what we do have responsibility over is the way we respond. And I'm always kind, and I always advocate for people to be kind and just block people that aren't. Just block them. It's not worth the argument. That's what I think anyway. Is that a bit hippy dippy for some people? I'm sure. Dave's jumping in. Okie dokie, calm down, fella. It's nice to. There's been a real shift, hasn't there? I think in the manosphere, which I'm very happy to see. A lot of men standing up for women right now. I know some men might be looking at this being like, oh, women don't need to be stuck up for. And that's fine. You can have your view. Personally, for me, I think with the rise of the whole manosphere, I was worried. I've got friends that are teachers, and they say that this was impenetrating their school children. The way they were treating girls in the classroom was just declining. But that seems to have stopped. There seems to be more men advocating for women. A gentleman has always stood up for women. I totally agree. I think we were struggling to see where the gentlemen were through the mist. But I totally agree. There has definitely always been a time in history where there have been gentlemen. So what qualities make a gentleman? I'm intrigued. What do you guys think? What does it mean to you to be a gentleman? Have you ever been to Turkey? I've never been to Turkey, although I would like my teeth doing. So maybe one day. Turkey looks beautiful as well. The food, oh. The problem is I've got no money, but one day I will definitely visit Turkey. A top hat and a pipe. That's a very visual understanding of a gentleman. I mean, I suppose the Monopoly man doesn't have a pipe, but I was picturing a cartoon of a man. I am blocked probably. I'm sorry if I said something wrong. You're not blocked. You said absolutely nothing wrong. No, I've never been to Turkey. Freaking love Turkish food. Anna, you know. Literally. I had no idea that they had, like, I'd had a kebab before, but when I had a Turkish kebab and it came with rice and, like, cooked peppers and onions, and I was like, what is this delight? This is beautiful. A Monopoly man would be a gentleman. See, I don't know. Monopoly man seems like he's very concerned with just money. I think if the Monopoly man was a real person, right, we're looking at the bankers of the world, the men that get the bonuses despite not doing a very good job. I don't know. I don't know if they're gentlemen. Convince me if I'm wrong. I think it's interesting though. We've had no personality traits of a gentleman. Colonel Sanders. The backstory to Colonel Sanders, wasn't he like, I don't want to get this wrong. Maybe I shouldn't make this a race thing. I thought it was a racist thing. Was Colonel Sanders racist? Okay. Someone on Quora is saying, in all deep research on the man, I've never came across anything which have indicated that he is racist in any form. That's good to know. Wonder where I got that from. It just shows you, don't you? You pick up this information and you have no idea. I don't know where I got that from. I'm glad it's been corrected in my mind and on this podcast today. Always find it funny that the guy who played Ronald McDonald was a vegetarian. You're joking. Was this a decision that was made after seeing McDonald's being made? Who's the guy that played Ronald McDonald? Vegetarian. The original Ronald McDonald has turned vegetarian. Oh, he has turned vegetarian. Is urging kids not to eat meat. Is this real? Former Ronald McDonald is now rebranded as a vegetarian. That's... I see where they're going with that. You know, healthy eating and all that. But McDonald's, really? I mean, what is the McDonald's vegetarian menu? Is it that extensive? Okay, there's the McPlant, which I'm not gonna lie, I feel sorry for vegetarians. That sounds like a really like spend a bit longer in the marketing room. You know what I mean? McPlant. Oops. Are we back? I think I lost you for a second there. Just gonna wait to see if it comes back. I'm hoping it does. Okay, we're back. Is that what it was doing? Oh my god, that's not my plan. Okay, no, I don't need to be. I can't wait to watch that back. Is it just repeating me saying McPlant over and over again? I was already saying it enough without it doing that. That's not very good. That's not very good at all. Right, where were we? I'll start again. Happy birthday to Kat. That's what I was doing. Oh my god. I bet that looked absolutely crazy. I want to try and find a way of looking at that back, but that's not going to be very fun for you to watch. Just me trying to watch it back. I have no idea how that's going to affect the viewers now as well. What should we do to get them back? Let's do a round of applause. Woo! I was told apparently a load of noise and commotion gets people excited and they come back, but I suppose it has to be authentic, you know, not forced and cringe. But yeah, back to happy birthday, Kat. Thanks for reminding me, Anna. That's what I was saying while I was repeating McPlant. In the background, in my actual life, where you couldn't see, I was saying happy birthday, happy 41st birthday to Kat, who has supported us from day one. She is an absolute trailblazer. She's such a sweetheart. She's a great mum. She never stops, and she has been doing the Tough Mudder training with us with ease. really defying what it means to be in your 40s. She just blows it out of the water. She's very inspiring, and I'm so glad to know her. So a huge happy birthday to her, and I can't wait to go skating. I have not skated in so long, and for anyone that doesn't know, we have a different resolution diary. I've not said that for a while. It's right here. And last year, as a part of this, where we follow the 12 prompts throughout the year to try new things, pick up old things, end habits that we want to get rid of, it's been really useful. And one of the things that we did is learn how to skate. And what is happening? I only realized like so late that it's messed up. And then I'm like half into talking about something. The skating was very fun. And happy birthday to Kat. Which football club do you support? I do not follow football, unfortunately. However, me and Anna did go and watch the last England game where they lost, and it was actually Anna's fault. She was favouring someone on the other team, and I was like, this is going to be bad for karma. And it was. That guy scored immediately after. True story. Which football club do you support? That's what I want to know. I'm guessing it's a Turkish football team. I don't know anything about Turkish football. But maybe you'll surprise me. Maybe it'll be a different European team that I know a bit more about. Again, don't know much about much football. Sorry, guys. Anna's apologising. Besiktas. No, let's look into it. Ooh. Besiktas JK. Is that correct? How well are you doing? You are 4th in the league. That's pretty good. You don't flash when I say I would. By word, that was a funny night. Does anyone remember the last England game? It was like heartbreaking. It was going so well, and then it wasn't. But congratulations on your team being 4th in the Super League. 52 points. I don't know how many more games you've got to go. What is the meaning of Besiktas? Translates to 5 stones in Turkish. The name refers to a historic area in Istanbul where a group of 5 stones was once located. This area became the heart of current Besiktas district. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I might be butchering that pronunciation. But yeah, shout out. It's always good to learn about the world. What does this area look like? Wow. You've got some gorgeous buildings. It looks beautiful. The Besiktas district, a municipality in Turkey. Some of this architecture is stunning. I wish I could show you. It doesn't make any sense. If I turn my camera around, it will just do like the liney, fuzzy thing on the screen. I think we need to go there. How much are flights to Istanbul? What do we think? Should we take a guess? Do we have any bets in the chat? How much from the UK to Istanbul? Specifically England, not Ireland or Scotland. What are we saying? I go on Skyscanner as well, so you know you're getting the best deal. Not sponsored. Depart. Let's go for Lindsay's birthday. We'll go from the 12th to the 19th. I'm going on my own. You girls can get your own tickets. Ooh, okay. Birmingham's probably my closest out of all of... Oh, Nottingham's closest, but all of them have one layover stop. Price of a kidney. We're not successful as much as English teams, but our fans are so fanatic and the loudest fans in the world. I've learned that European football supporters go hard across Europe, whether it's Brazil, Spain, France, Germany. I've seen what the prices are. So let's say from Nottingham, the prices of one ticket, one return ticket is around £256. And there is a stop. I want to find out where the stop in between is and for how long. Dalaman. Oh, you're only there for 45 minutes. That makes me worried. It gives you 45 minutes to get off the plane in Dalaman and back on it to Istanbul. You've got to make sure that your first plane is leaving on time. That's so... What do you do about that? You sound like me, right between Birmingham and East Midlands. I'm in Loughborough. So, yeah, real close to East Midlands. It's about 20 minutes drive. 256 quid for a return flight. I just don't want that 45-minute wait. What else have we got? Let's see what Birmingham's saying. We can get to Birmingham. Birmingham's doable. Does anyone go on that? Again, not sponsored, Just Park. Every time we've parked at Birmingham Airport, we've just gone on this Just Park where you pick someone's garage or parking spot that they rent out, basically. And you can rent them by the hour. So if you're just popping into town for the afternoon, it can be way cheaper than some of these parking structures. They're so expensive. NCP parking structures in Leicester. I'm sure they're around the world. Around the UK. What's that on your face? I don't know. What is that on my face? Don't give me a complex now. What do I need to know? Where? This bit. So I have eczema. I think it's just showing through my makeup. I think that's what you mean. You don't think, what's that on her face? You can ask me. I don't know how well equipped anyone else is to answer of what's on my face. Unless you are a dermatologist and you have some killer advice, in which case I'll take it. Your English is fine. Don't worry about that. It always makes me laugh when someone apologizes to me in my language to say that they don't know enough English when I couldn't say that to them in theirs. Turkey is too cheap country for you guys for England. I'll take cheap. Absolutely live cheap. It's way too expensive here and it's just getting more expensive. Went to Turkey a couple of years back, went to Mamarus, great location. I've never heard of it. Mamarus. Let's have a look at. If I was recording on my computer, then I'd be able to show you my screen. I made a boo-boo. Mamarus. Let's have a look. Popular resort town on Turkey's Mediterranean coast, known for its beaches, nightlife, and a lively marina. Oh wow, this is stunning. When did you go there? That must have been a lovely holiday. Oh, I've not been on holiday for so long. I think about it every so often, and then I just sort of like, I knuckle down because I'm like, it's fine, guys. I'm not going to be able to go anytime soon because I don't have the money. It's fine. And I kind of soothe myself, like, it's okay. I don't need a holiday. Just get on with it. And then I'll think about a holiday, and I'm like, God, I want a holiday. Like an actual beach holiday where no one wants anything from me. What are your dream holidays? So I suppose, like, if you're from Turkey and you live in this beautiful place, like I always used to think when I was younger, a very young child on holiday, why don't people live on holiday? I'm an idiot, not realizing that people do live in these places that I consider holiday. But I always used to think, because I live in the Midlands and it's like the longest place anywhere from any beach, it'd take, our closest beach is Skegness, Danilno, and it still takes quite a while to get there. And I always used to think, why don't we live on one of the houses that's next to the beach? And as I've got older, I've realised those houses are quite cheap as well. I don't know why I don't live there. I was kind of right when I was a kid. Kind of knew what I was talking about. How old are you? I am 32. Has that ruined the illusion? How old are you? But let me know, what are your dream holidays? I'd love to. I think it says a lot about a person. Yes, 32. I am. This is where you tell me, oh, you look so much younger, or you're like, oh, I thought you were way older. What you say right now will determine my mood for the rest of the day. I'm joking. I'm joking. As we said at the start of this stream, we have to be strong, resilient, resist any kind of comment, even the good ones. And people always ask me, like, what do you mean when you say you shouldn't have to take good compliments from someone? And that is that you shouldn't have to live your life based on other people's opinions, whether they're good or bad. And quite often we're like, oh, don't listen to them. They were saying something nasty. Don't listen to them. It doesn't matter. But very rarely when someone says something nice, whenever would you say, oh, don't listen to them. They're just being nice. And I don't mean that at all. My point is, accept people's compliments. Accept people's owns. Accept people when they're trying to insult you. You don't have to agree. You can accept that it's happening and not respond. Choose to only respond from your own morals, your own wants and needs. It frees you from the grip of other people. Quite often, I still fall into it myself, where I rest a lot of my self-worth on other people's opinions. And it's not good for the soul. It's not good for the brain. You need to be able to give yourself that hug. You need to be able to self-soothe the self. What's your job? My job is I'm a psychotherapist, which Dave is going to laugh his head off because he's like, what kind of advice are you giving? Accept insults. The thing about insults is, what's the point of rising to it? I don't mean accept that those insults are true. I mean, accept that someone has bothered to say these insults. That's a reflection of them. You've got a good person receiving an insult from a not so nice person. Why should it be the good person to take that weight on their shoulders and be like, oh, I am that kind. Oh, okay. Similarly, quite often this turns into fights. Right now, we're getting, if you see the comment section on places, you'll see that no one can make a video without a load of people commenting a load of different contrasting ideas, but in the perspective that they're so sure they're right. And you can try and argue all you want, and these people will insult you and say whatever they like to try and win this argument. And you just realize, like, I'm just going to accept you exist because I can't get rid of you. There is laws that do not permit me to kill you. And it's a lot more freeing to just accept that that person will always be doing that stuff and you can't really control them. If I accepted all the insults I've received over the years, I wouldn't leave the house. No, see, this is the thing you're not understanding. I don't mean believe the insults. I don't mean agree with them. I don't mean take them on. Accept, maybe I'm wording it very wrong. Accept that just accept that it happened as an observer, not as someone that's connected to it or offended by it. Because there is people in the world right now that, especially since COVID, their brain is broken. They are so consumed with something online or politics or some sort of reason they're being led to believe to hate some group right now. Tensions and divide is rife. And you can't keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. My argument, my belief, that I'm not trying to sell you on any idea. This is all free from my noggin that you don't have to take on yourself either. You can be like, shut up, Steph. I don't agree. You can't not accept that what I've said these things. Does that make sense? No, I get it. Dave says you get it. You're married, right? A girl that yaps on like this? No, of course I'm not married. No, I would like to be. I'd love, it's a weird one, right? I'd like to be married, but not just for the sake of being married. If I meet someone that I want to marry, then I'll get married. Are you guys married? Is anyone here married in the chat? What is married life like? Is it all it cracked up to be? I'm a bit of a hopeless romantic. I do believe in relationships, despite the many failed ones that have walked in and out of my door. I've still witnessed many that have worked, many that stand the test of time, and I think it's so beautiful. 5 years married. Congratulations, Dave. Absolutely, congratulations. I love to see it. I get what you mean. You can never stop someone from insulting you, but you can control how you respond to it. And knowing yourself that insult is not aimed at you. No, that's literally it. Understanding that it's like you'd only get mad if you actually believe that insult's true. If it's actually triggered something in you that you think, oh, there's some truth to that. Then you couldn't find true man in your life yet. I've had the pleasure of meeting a few lovely guys in my life, and for whatever reason, wrong time, wrong place, wrong situation, it just hasn't worked out. I'm not really someone that breaks up with people and then I'm like, hate you. Um, I'm really thankful for all the lessons that all those relationships have taught me. And I'm really thankful um, that I had those times with those people. They definitely made me who I am today, um, for better or for worse. Um, but yeah, the idea of not being married, there's been a mix of them. I suppose in some relationships, I've been the one that's not wanted to commit long term. There have been relationships where they've not been the one that's wanted to commit long term. And what can you do about that? You just have to accept it, right? I think love comes along when you least expect it. It's when you go looking that occurs problems. But I agree. I totally agree. I think I can see younger self, single self, scrambling for my next connection. And that was coming out of a place of loneliness. I used to do anything, change my personality, try to appear more sexy, just to try and get some attention. I was lost. I wanted to feel important in someone's life. I wanted to feel wanted. And I didn't understand that I myself wasn't in the right place to be welcoming the right kind of attention. Thankfully, I'm very lucky that I never met anyone that really took advantage. Um, Actually, quite the opposite. Most of the times, they ended on me being like, you need to get your head sorted. I'm going to step away a bit. I was 21 years old. All these stories I'm telling, I was younger than 21. I'm thankful to say that my head, is a lot less scrambled. I untangled it a while ago, which is why I'm here professionally, um, offering my services to untangle your brains. I'm going to have a rethink about the how acceptance is talked about, though. I think you've made a really good point, and one that I haven't not heard before, about struggling to understand what this accepting of insults would mean. It's hard, right? Liz, hello, my Liz. How are you, my darling? It's good to see you. How are your exams right now? How are you doing? Are they done? Have they already been done? I always remember exams going at different times, right? Like my friend would have them in like February and then be finished by Easter. Whereas I'd be like halfway through July waiting for my final test. I suppose different subjects you get different times. If I was your age, what advice would I give you? Um, Concerning what? What would you like advice on? I'm good, thank you. I'm okay. I'm going to start my exams at the start of May. Ooh, I bet that's all you're thinking about right now. It's so studying for me, everything else just falls to the wayside. I remember it just consuming me constantly. And then my ADHD would be like, you don't need to do this right now. Go and have a break. And then I'd end up having a 2 week break. The whole time being like, I'm going to get back to it tomorrow. I'm going to get back to it tomorrow. Kind of like the gym, right? I've got that membership. I'll go tomorrow. Oh, I can't be asked. I'll go tomorrow. I'm busy. I'll go tomorrow. And then I'd get back to it and be like, oh, what am I doing? I actually really enjoy this work. And when it starts to make sense and you get a flow and you're like, yeah, I actually know what I'm doing. And then for some reason, your brain's like, you deserve a break again. Stressed to know it. Yeah, I can see it. I'm like that, always putting it off. It's a crazy thing, isn't it? The ADHD brain is nuts when it comes to studying. And I always found as soon as I handed in a piece of work, somehow there'd be a YouTube video or someone in my friend group would start talking about something. And your accent is hard for me. I can't understand. I'm very sorry. I have a very neutral UK accent. So let's just pray that I'm not, like, thank the heavens I'm not from Liverpool or Birmingham or Scotland. I'm so bad at studying, but I'm happy when my teacher is happy. Oh, bless you. That's not just wanting to make other people happy, right? And I hope you know, no matter what you get on these tests, you are in so much love. We love you so much here. I know Lindsay's got your back. You deserve to be happy no matter what. And your teacher will be happy as long as you've done your best. They probably sound like they're tripping out right now. Teachers are going nuts. The majority of them just want the best for you. And they might have a funny way of showing it right now. But all this means is just a bit of testing to see where you can be placed and what you can do in the next part of your life. Oh, we love you too, chick. It's hard not to put that pressure on yourself because you want to do the best. But at the end of the day, you can only do the best you can do. No one's expecting you to do any more. How often do you stream? So I was streaming every Monday and Tuesday at 12 p.m. However, I had an operation and life just got a little bit complicated. I was supposed to be back yesterday, which didn't work out, so I'm in here today in replacement. But I'm hoping that now we're back on schedule, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12 p.m. And I was considering going some other days, but I'm also considering trying Twitch. Oh, Meliz, check you out with understanding Turkish. She's correct. Girl, you're so smart. You're going to be fine. So smart. How did you know that? Do you speak Turkish? Yeah, we're all intrigued. How do you know this? You're Turkish? Have I understood that correctly? We have a Turkish meetup in the chat. I love this. Oh, now you've been tested. I'm not even going to try and butcher that. But I'm so happy to see we've got some Turkish connections happening in the chat. Love this. Oh, we've got some exclusives today. We found out that the original Ronald McDonald has gone vegetarian. We are connecting Turkish citizens in the chat. What a beautiful day. On Wednesday, I will go live on the computer and I'll be able to share my screen. But yeah, I think we're going to set up Twitch together. Is that a silly idea? I'm really scared of streaming on Twitch. Those guys have got it together. I don't know. I don't know. There's a load of things that I want to do. I've got a garden. Not just bragging about my garden. There is a front garden that I have. It's my only little garden. And I really want to do that up. And I feel like that might be quite a fun live stream. If I just set the camera up and we do my garden together. And I mean like real, I've got a hanging swing that a very special person to me has donated and is making the frame for. Can't wait for that. I want to get some flowers in. What's happening in the chat? Your viewers are not from England, they're from Turkey. Do you know what? I'm very, very lucky. Me and Linz have cultivated a fantastic audience. You go as far as Asia. We've seen viewers in America, Canada. The lovely Mark tunes in constantly. We love Mark. Casey as well. She is from Sakatuan. Yeah. Just testing you that you're Turkish there, Liz. Bless you. You don't live in Turkey, I guess. And I'm impressed. This is amazing. I feel like we should learn some Turkish now. Hello in Turkish. See, I still don't know how you pronounce these things. Okay. Merhaba. Hello. Is that correct? Prove to me you're Turkish. No one has to prove nothing to you. What does that say? Hoşça kalın. Is that goodbye? I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce this language. And I think I'm butchering it even trying. Merhaba. Merhaba. How are you? Is nasılsınız? Nasılsınız? I don't think I'm doing a very good job here. But I will leave the Turkish to the Turks. It would be fun to learn though. I don't know how well I can get. Very good. Are you sure? I feel like I struggle to get my tongue around a lot of the different vernaculars, the different pronunciations. It took me a while to get I say Portuguese. I don't speak Portuguese. I speak a few sentences of Portuguese, enough to get me by when I'm there. Accent is much better than many in Turkey. Is that one of those good lies again? There's some conversation going on. I'm dyslexic, so I have a hard time learning languages. I completely agree with you. I've always found the best way to learn a language is to immerse yourself in it, is to go to a place or to have people speak to you in that language. I know for me, being on holiday, I leave thinking I can understand everyone. But it's weird, and it's a phenomenon that people do start to understand what people are saying when you're around it enough. One Turkish, one English, one half Turkish. What a group. Get your nationalities in the chat, guys. I want to know where you're from, far and wide. But before I go, I've got a question. 2 languages, English and Cockney. Not to say I haven't tried though. Not even joking. Cockney is hard to like keep on top of. Thanks to the beloved Only Fools and Horses. and my dad's obsession with it. He spoke with the odd Cockney rhyming slang, so I understand a bit of it. Um, but it is like a riddle. I don't know. Half Dutch, half Turkish. That's a very interesting mix. I bet you're stunning. What a beautiful background. I don't speak Dutch. I'll be honest, I don't think many Dutch people do speak Dutch. I've been to Holland a few times, and they all speak English. Not just to me either, like in the shops and stuff. And there might be an exaggeration when I say everyone. But it was overwhelming the amount of people that were just speaking English. Let's see, taking. But yeah, before I go, I've got a question. There's been a new debate. Do you remember there was, are there more doors or wheels in the world? There's a new one. Who would win between 100 men and a gorilla? Before you say, aren't you supposed to be helping us with psychological matters? I think this is a very good conversation to have. We're having it anyway. Okay? Okay. I wanted to ask ChatGPT because I've got my answer. And I'm saying the gorilla. Right? Right, Dave, I've said this to a few people and I'm getting made to believe like I'm an idiot. I'm telling you now, I understand that 100 men on one gorilla would be unfair. But realistically, 100 men, like the first wave will go for it, or the first man will go for it, get teared apart, and most of the other men, I think, would just run the other way. I think he'd make the people scatter and then pick them off individually. With no weapons. I've said this to a few people, and they think I'm nuts. I could cry right now because we're saying gorillas in the chat, and I love that. Literally hands down. Okay, so sure of yourself. Love that. Why are we saying gorilla, guys? What are your beliefs on this? Why are people trying to tell me I'm an idiot for thinking it's the gorilla? But I wanted to put ChatGPT to the test. Who would win in a fight between one gorilla and 100 men? Because the way I'm seeing it, right, we've seen, oh, you may have seen Squid Games. Imagine there's 100 people left and a gorilla just gets dropped in. Most people are running. You've got the people with the brains that are like, I'm not getting involved with that. I'm going to let those people go first. Today's going with just the pure physicality of it. A gorilla is faster, stronger. Literally, a gorilla would rip your arms off and beat you with the soggy end. What an imagery. Okay, so I think you're right. There is no way your standard man could take a gorilla down. Right? And I've heard people, they're arguing with me saying that if it's 100 men, then they're going to be people that are 100% down to fight and are able. That doesn't say that in the question. No one's specifying what men. In my head, it's just 100 men. No specifics. We have to assume that it's just the average man. There's going to be a mix of brave men who, for some reason, think they can take this gorilla, at least in a pack. And then there's going to be a load of men that are like, not doing it, running away. 10 times their own body weight. Is that real? Let's see what ChatGPT says. Oh, okay. Very intrigued. Okay, in a raw, unarmed fight between one adult male gorilla and 100 unarmed average men. See, it's assuming average men. I didn't say that. But if ChatGPT can assume that, then we're assuming that's correct, right? Uh, the gorilla would also almost certainly win, at least initially, and likely against a large portion of the group, but not against all 100. Ooh. Okay. Here's why. Gorilla strength. An adult male silverback can lift over 1,800 pounds and is estimated to be 7 to 9 times stronger than the average man. It has powerful jaws, thick bones, and ferocious speed in short bursts. In short bursts. See, this is what someone was arguing with me, that it'd probably take down the first 30 or 40, and then it's struggling. And it's coming in with the facts. It's about muscle density too. The gorilla's muscle is far more compacted. Yeah, I was hearing someone was like, you'd be pushing your fingers into all his skin and stuff. And I'm like, you're not permeating that skin. It's like a tire. You're not getting your fingers into that. Same as into its eyes. Like, again, I suppose enough people on it, but I just think he's tearing you apart before the next person's jumping on them. Let's just chat about visiting Turkey. Love that. Durability. Gorillas have dense muscle and bone structure plus a higher pain tolerance. I didn't know about the pain tolerance, so that already like, okay. Fear factor. The first wave of men freeze or flee. This is what I was saying. Although I was saying it the other way around. I was saying the first lot would go into it, but then deter the other people. But you're right. The first men might not know quite how they'd feel until they got onto the battlefield. Have we talked about terrain as well? Like, if this was in an open field, I don't know. I'm thinking, if it's in a jungle, none of these things are specified, so it probably makes no sense. Huge teeth, you reckon the breath could do some damage alone too? My God. The noise they make as well, I think they're pretty loud. So only a well-coordinated, highly motivated group would engage. What is the chance of all 100 being that way, or at least the first wave? But 100 is a big number. If the men attack all at once, swarm tactics could eventually wear the gorilla down. It's unlikely the gorilla could kill or incapacitate all 100 before becoming exhausted and overwhelmed. So, are we saying that 100 people have won if one person of them dies? That doesn't feel like a win to me. Obviously, there's only one gorilla to be killed on one side. That's right, Hood. We take these things seriously. These are cultural phenomenons that people go on and talk about, and people say that it's silly. But I think are very educating. They make you think about things properly. Realistically, if the men were untrained and uncoordinated, gorilla wins, potentially killing or injuring dozens before being overwhelmed. If the men were trained, strategic, and attacked in waves, humans win, but with heavy casualties. It doesn't seem like a great win, even if it did go that way. Maybe I'm just biased because I've been set in my answer. I'm just catching up on your Turkish conversation. just can't see anyone surviving. I totally agree. Like, if there's no time limit, if it's just. I agree, Dave. And I could cry that I found someone that agrees. It means so much. But I think it's interesting. I never got the. I quite liked the doors and windows, not doors and windows, doors and wheels conversation. I was going back and forth on that. People were convincing me like so many ways. Like, is this a door? Like, on the back of here, I can. Was that a door? Technically not, right? Because it completely came off. But do some doors come off? If they're not made very well. Is that classed as a door? Within a door, you can have many windows. Oh, it's not windows, it's wheels. I need to get it right if I'm going to have these arguments with myself. At least know who the two sides are. That's a compartment. See, within the door is a compartment, but to access the compartment, what is it? See what I mean? I love that you take this as seriously as me. Your English is fantastic, dude. Yeah, definitely don't worry about that. And your Turkish is very good, Liz. Everyone's doing great. There are people that have been living in the UK since the moment they were born, and their grammar is also terrible. Don't worry about that. Not only that, we're a neurodivergent community here. Um, Not everyone here is neurodivergent, but we are welcoming and friendly of all brain types. If you make spelling mistakes, if you make grammatical errors, we are not going to judge you for it. Exactly, Dave. You've been a breath of fresh air today, Dave. Lovely to have you on. It's I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. Okay, I'm sure I'm butchering that. Um, Thank you very much for joining us from Turkey. Yes, however, you're still very understandable. My grammar is not great too since I have dyslexia. See, you're in good company here. The only reason you can't tell my grammar is terrible is because I'm not the one typing. And even when I talk, I stumble over my words. I'll start a sentence and not know where it's going, as you've witnessed here today. That's just something I do. And I've accepted it about myself. Back to acceptance. Nobody will judge you here. Yeah, I stutter way more on camera. That's for sure. But yeah, in terms of just getting my sentence right in day-to-day life, terrible. We are kindred sisters in that. Ah, people always respect you trying to speak English because we barely pronounce these words ourselves. And we also make very little effort in this country to learn other um, languages simply because we don't really need to. Um, which is a bit of a disadvantage to us, really. We learn it at school. I think you have to for a few years, but very rarely do people keep that up. It's only really if you are from, your heritage is from different places, and you naturally just learn from grandparents or parents. Um, I have a spoken English exam, and my teachers had to warn the school not to take any points from me because I had a very bad stammer. Oh, it's good that that was relayed to them, though. I really like that. I'm glad that you got the support there. I have a Yorkshire accent, and my Alex doesn't know what I'm on about either. A Yorkshire accent is my absolute favourite of UK accents. I absolutely love it. It's so warming and friendly and instantly makes me want to put the kettle on. Do you know what I mean? I just want a cup of tea when I hear a Yorkshire accent. Specifically, Yorkshire tea, let's be honest. Oh, 100%. You're doing really well. Keep it up. Try being Cockney and using the Alexa. Never know what I'm on about. Do you know what? I was watching an episode of The Osbournes. They're releasing them on YouTube every few days. Old episodes of The Osbournes that used to be on MTV. And in the one today, he gets this new BMW. And bear in mind, this was filmed in like 2004, around then anyway. And he gets this car, and it's got a voice activated robot to control the radio, the phone, and it can understand everyone's accent apart from his Birmingham, very slow, on drugs kind of accent. It just isn't understanding anything he's saying. I was cracking up dying. They make me so laugh. I love the videos as well where people tell them that it's called something else. It's not Alexa, it's called like Trevor. And you've just got older people yelling, Trevor, trying to talk to it. I've always wanted to tell my mum something's voice activated just to see how long it'd take her to work it out, but she's not that old and senile yet. I think she'd find me yet. She'd know what I was doing. Good people everywhere, doesn't matter where you're from or which language you speak. 100%, I agree. A thick Yorkshire accent, I imagine, is quite difficult to budge out the way for a Turkish accent. You're right. Ah, a Dutch accent slip up. I think it's really interesting. I think it all shapes us to be who we are. Years of alcohol and substance definitely hasn't helped his vocabulary. You are right. You are definitely right. What a character, but what is he on about? What am I on about? Let's be honest. I'm no better. Uh, at least he's got millions behind him and two Rock and Roll Hall of Fames. Who can say that? When I went down to Leicester to see Alexia, family thought I kept switching to an American accent, but I had to explain it was Dutch. To be honest, I think we hear something automatically. We either assume it's Australian or American. Or Americans think that when they hear a UK accent that isn't London, they think that's Australia. It's always blown my mind. But anyway, it's been lovely talking to you. I will be back tomorrow at 12 for a much longer stream as well. I'm sure we can do that. I have to get back to the hospital because I have stitches that are infected and I need to go and get some antibiotics, which pray for me. I won't go into the disgusting detail, but ow. And hopefully tomorrow I'm feeling a lot better. You always roll your R's. That's so exotic. I love that. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. And I've loved this Turkish chat in the chat. I wish I could join in. Um, maybe we should have had some apples and pears, plates of meat kind of talk to Dave. Do you know plates of meat for feet? That's all I think of when I see my feet is plates of meat. That's enough of that. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. It's lovely to speak to you all. Thank you for joining. If you're new, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow. Not only that, Thursday, Lindsay will be here, and we've got the proper podcast starting 7 p.m. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry it's ended now. But if you've got any mental health well-being advice that you would like help with, get it in the chat or save it for tomorrow, and I will speak to you then. Lovely to speak to you guys. Bye, Dave. Bye, Goke. Bye, Liz. Take care, guys. Bye.